Hello and welcome to Function Excel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to lock cells or freeze cells in a formula. This is very important when we are typing a formula in Excel and we want to copy this to other cells later. And we don't want the references that we made to change. We want to make it fixed. Sometimes we want to make fix in exact same cell. Sometimes you want to make it fix only in the same row or sometimes only in the same column. And we're going to see how we do that now. So here I have a table of random data, and we are going to reference to this data here in 4 different ways so we see the difference. And at the end of this video, I'm also going to show a hotkey, your keyboard there, that you can use to make this easier and faster. So first here, what we use to lock cells is this dollar sign here. So in this first table here, we are not going to use it. So to see what happens. So we're gonna put that this cell G7 is equal to cell B7. So there we have it, the same thing, of course. And if I copy this and paste to all this first table, we get a table exactly the same as this first table, our original table here. Now let's see what happens if we put the dollar sign before the letter, which means before the column. So equals, I'm going to put the dollar sign, and then I'm going to type B7, which is that cell here, and hit enter key. I'm going to copy this for this table, and now we have a difference here. Notice that when we move uh, from one column to another, our reference doesn't change. So if I move from L column, so this column here, sorry, this column here to M column, doesn't change. But when we move down, so when we are moving from one row to another, our references changes. We can see that if you come here to cell O10 and see the formula here, we see that we are still looking at column B, but our row changed. So when we put the dollar sign before the letter, before the column name, that means that we are locking the column, but the row is still free to move. Now let's see the opposite. Let's put our dollar sign before the number, so before the row name. So B7 here, again, reference to that cell there. And then we copy this and paste everything here. And now the difference is when we move from one column to another, our reference changes, but when we move from one row to another, it doesn't. So if we come here to cell J16 and open the formula, we see that we change our reference to the column, so we are no more referring to column B, but our reference to the line, so the row 7 row, it doesn't change. It stays locked on the 7th row. So here's the difference between both. And the last one is when we put the dollar sign before the letter and also before the number. So when we copy this, what we're gonna have this is everything is the same. Everything is always making a reference to cell B7. So if we come here to O16, you see that it doesn't change. We are always locked on cell B7 no matter what. Like I said in the beginning, there is a hotkey to do this because to type the dollar sign and then the letter or the reference to the cell sometimes can be annoying, or just you want to type the formula very quickly, and to do this it's kind of complicated. So there is a way to do this in an easier way. So I'm going to just come here and type again B7. I could also have just selected the cell, it doesn't matter. But so here I'm referring to cell B7, and let's say I want to change this reference type, so I want to make an absolute reference. So I'll just type, just hit the F4 key on my keyboard, and there we have it. Dollar sign is in both before the letter and before the number. If I hit it again, then it changes. Now we have a absolute row but a relative column. And now if I hit it again, now we have a absolute column and a relative row. And if I hit it one more time, then we go back to a total relative reference. Well, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel. See you next time.